get the Maxim for today up. And today's Maxim is number 77. I act like it's like a big surprise which number it's going to be. And there's around 200 of these bad boys. And women will screech louder the closer your words get to damaging or exposing vulnerabilities in their sexual market value. And we'll cover a couple of those things today. Example, things that women are aware of, but aren't open to, what would you say? It would damage their value should it be recognized, just for lack of I have to give some examples like the wall, where women hit a certain age and their attractiveness literally through genetics and habits, and they lose their physical attractiveness literally almost, you can watch an age progression, and it literally happens within like 1 year, where they just go from attractive, or would be for lack of 6 or a 7 to a 4 or 5. I mean, it just drops. And it's, so much of this is perception, and it's unconscious, and like certain youth markers and symmetry in the face. And then when it goes and it's instantaneous. It just, because it's one or the other. And when guys talk about the wall, especially around women that are not really exposed in our world, you get a lot of anger. And it's no different than if you talk to guys about game that are outside of our world. They don't believe it. Actually, they don't believe that you can learn charisma. They don't believe that you can actually like plug most girls into a system and move her from stranger to naked in your bed pretty reliably. It's hard for them to believe. So much of this stuff is like, for people that are outside of our teeny tiny little world, is almost like science fiction. But like the wall is an example of something that when you bring it up close, and it would affect women's market value, they object to that. They object to that it actually exists, and then they object that it actually, it only works on unattractive women, and then it doesn't work on them, and then they usually eventually recognize that it is actually real and does work. There's like 4 or 5 different levels of acceptance for this stuff. And even another one that we'll cover a little bit later is like girls cutting their hair short. Girls will always go, "Oh, I just cut my hair short because I like it." And inevitably, 90% of the time, you'll find out that they had a bad breakup within the last like 3 months. Or, and there was a recent girl, celebrity that about every 7 years, she cuts her hair short right after a breakup. And this time she actually cut it short. Then the breakup was announced. It is like clockwork. You see a girl with relatively long hair show up with a bob, there's something going on in the background. It's just part of it. And again, you bring this up around women, and especially women that are not, exposed to our world. They'll object to it. They'll become angry because they know that they've cut their hair after a breakup with a guy, trying to, re-identify, or, like someone will go, "Well, he really liked my long hair, so I wanted to get rid of it." That sort of thing. A lot of times they're just trying to reset their brain, and they do that through their appearance. But anytime you bring anything up, you will know, and they object to it. And the more violently and stringently and loudly they object to it, the closer to the truth you've reached. I just wanted to change. That's it. Thank you, buddy. That's why we're going to start doing this on Saturday mornings. We get to use her brain. Hopefully everybody will be fresh. But that's perfect. I just wanted to change, is what Buddy says, when girls cut their hair off. And it really does, in almost all of this stuff, you'll see. And again, when you bring it up, or if you bring it up, the women will screech louder. The louder, Women will screech louder the closer your words get to damaging or exposing vulnerabilities in their sexual market value. Just keep in mind, it benefits women for you to be naive, to not understand that. Just a good example is girls that go, I don't play games. Well, that's their game. That's the game, is they don't play games. So to make you think, oh, well, I can just relax. I don't have to worry. I can just kind of like whatever she says, I'll take it at face value. And then she stops talking to you because you believed it, that she's not running game. There's girl game that there's just terrible. They can't like approach or any of that, but they have their own filters where they're going to decide whether you're fuck worthy or not. So just know that is part of it. And the louder you get, the more you know, the more savvy you are, the less you can really talk about this to a certain extent, because you know too much. It gets to the point like where Bunny and I will be just talking like normal people, and they'll be talking about, yeah, I just went through a divorce, or we're looking at getting married, or or we just had kids, or we've had kids for the last couple of years and the marriage isn't doing well, or even like later in life where all the kids are out of the house and now it's like a transition. Everybody's at different points, but we have to keep our mouth shut because we do know what's really going on. But the people in front of us don't know what's actually happening. And they sure don't know that we see it for what it is. So it's a strange position to be in. But just know that when you bring something up, if you decide to do so, women will object to it. And when they do object to it, that is confirmation for you to know that you're hitting very close, if not on the absolute truth.